Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Maybe for the ones of you who watch me here week after week, you didn't even realize that I haven't been as active as I had been before. For the ones of you who follow me on Instagram though, you probably noticed I've been kind of gone lately. And besides the fact that I am a bit sick of Instagram's algorithm, something else happened that made me more than ever choose wisely where to spend my working hours on the last couple of months. Stick up to the end of this video because today I'll share what happened with me, as well as some thoughts about how this will change my life and the future of this channel, or in other words, what to expect for the upcoming year. And also at the end of this video, I will share some Christmas photos I was finally able to prepare after finally feeling a bit better, which might sound like has nothing to do with what I'll share with you here today, but in the end you will understand how things link to each other. First of all, I want to say that I'm sorry for not being as present as I had been before. I think it would have been nicer if I had just come around and let you know that I wasn't feeling my best, but the truth is I was feeling my worst, so I really felt like I had no energy at all to even talk about it on social media. For nearly 3 months, all I did was wake up every day and put on the comfiest clothes I had in my closet, eat whatever that my stomach would allow to stay in, and try to sleep as much as I could because that was the only time I felt less miserable. The days I felt a little less miserable, I'd get up and edit some videos I had already recorded, and I even got to record a couple of them on the days that, with some effort, I could do basic stuff like getting up and down and charging batteries, putting the camera in the exact position, fixing lights, and speaking out to the camera without seeing the world go black after every movement due to my low blood pressure. I tried my hardest not to stop producing content, but of course, as I even mentioned in one of my latest videos, I wasn't nearly as productive and active as I usually am, simply because I felt like I wanted to puke my guts off the whole time I'd be awake, and even the slightest smell of anything and everything would multiply that feeling by 10. And after feeling this way for over 9 weeks, I was a bit worried that I was starting to get depressed because not only I felt sick, but I lost the will to do everything and anything at all, as the only time I felt a little bit better was when I was asleep. I'm a coffee lover, I'm a chocolate lover, and the only meat I eat sometimes is fish, and all of a sudden I hated chocolate, I hated coffee, and the smell of fish would make me want to die while I could cope with chicken. It was nuts. Maybe some of you got to your conclusions already, but if you didn't know, fortunately, I'm not ill, even though I felt terribly sick throughout this period of time. I'm just pregnant. Me and Ricardo had been planning this for a couple of years now. I always felt very scared of being a mother, and being a father was always the dream of Ricardo's life. We've been together for 7 years now, and throughout the years I faced this fear, and after moving to Sweden I realized that having a kid was something I would definitely like to do living in a country like this one, where the mother and the father have the same rights and obligations, and where taking care of a child is taken seriously not only by each and every parent, but also seen as something amazing by the society itself. Parenting in Sweden is one of the things that most fascinates me ever since we moved to Stockholm in 2018. So, as I was about to turn 26 this year, 36, I decided that if we were going to do this, this was the time for it, as I didn't want to wait until I was 40 or so to get a child. And when I say that parenting in Sweden fascinates me, it's just because it felt pretty different to me in Brazil, where usually women feel almost discriminated against by their employers for being pregnant or wanting to be a mother. Plus, the costs of having a child in Brazil are usually very high, and society's values in general, of course, are so different from the values I have with me that it always makes me wonder if having a child was something I would be willing to do. Would the way that me and my family educate our child be enough for them to be happy and still help to contribute to a better world? I wasn't sure about that, and again, I'm not saying people in Brazil are good or bad, that they're better or worse than anybody else. It's just a matter of being somewhere where you feel like most of the society thinks like you, which makes me feel safe to see my kid be influenced not only by what me and my family teach them, but also by the people and the environment that surrounds them. Back to how I felt on the last couple of months, I swear that I never imagined that I would feel this sick for almost 3 months. Most of the pregnant friends who have been around me did not feel this way, or at least did not tell me anything about it. And also, I'm thankful that I didn't even consider the possibility of feeling this sick, because seriously, if I knew this, I might not have had the guts to do it. Throughout this period I felt miserable. I also thought a lot about if and when I would actually go public on this, because I think this is something very personal, and now it doesn't only involve me. It involves my family, including someone who is soon going to be born and that might or might not want to be exposed. Well, now I finally feel much better, and I finally decided to do this. I decided to share some of this with you. Many of you are here exclusively to learn photography, but many of you also do like to know about my journey as a photographer and a YouTuber too. And since being a mother will be such an important part of my life now, I think it's fair that we talk about it, because surely you will see some of it reflected on my work from now on. I'm now 24 weeks or about 6 months pregnant. Luca is expected in the world in April of 2022, and by now I can already tell you that I love this human being a whole bunch. Me and Ricardo are very excited and we can't wait to meet him. And along with the new member of the family, I can't wait to share this crazy, beautiful journey of generating a life with all of you, in the hope that it will somehow inspire you in new ways as a photographer, as an artist, and as a human being, as it has definitely touched and inspired me to see life with a new perspective, to deal with new difficulties and victories. As I said, I used to fear being a mother, as I've always been so much focused on my work, on going after my goals, on succeeding as an entrepreneur and as an artist. And now I see that this only opens new doors. And come on, certainly very fun ones I cannot wait to share with you. But that is still to come. Thank you so much for being with me in 2020, guys. I will be off for a 10 days vacation now, and for that reason, I wish you a Merry Christmas and very happy holidays. I hope you get to spend time with people you love, doing some of the things you love, and I will certainly see you next year. Ciao!